Hey everyone, this is Brandini!
And I'm Kevin.
And welcome to 3.5 DMing, where we make cringy videos while still trying to make good content. This whole pretty white wall now. Is that awesome? Whatever. So anyway, today's topic, we researched some baddies in the Monster Manual, and we want to see if they are fair for their challenge rating. Do.
Alright, so in no particular order, here are 6 baddies that we think are completely unfair for the challenge rating, starting with the Alep. Alep. This creature that floats before you is like a thing out of a nightmare. It has a vaguely humanoid shape, but it's shape without features that have been distorted and bristles with madness. From the waist down, it trails away into vaporless nothingness, leaving a faint trace of fog behind it as it moves. Alrighty, so what makes this guy so strong? Well, multiple things. For one, he's incorporeal, so if you don't have a magical weapon or be able to cast magic missile or something like that, you're not going to be able to hit this guy. And speaking of hitting, all he needs is a measly touch attack to hit ya. And good luck having high touch AC at such a low level. And if he does get you with his touch attack, it is 1d4 wisdom drain. So if you get drained enough, you're just going to be all over the battlefield. And that's not even the extra icing on the cake. It also constantly casts Babel, which is a will save of 16, which will just make you derp on the battlefield even more. So never forget about his madness ability that he has as well. Now you might be thinking, like, what is the challenge rating of this guy? Like 5, 6, 69? No, it's 3. A measly 3. So if you're a level 3 team and you accidentally find this guy by mistake, it's possibly going to be a party wipe because of that sweet wisdom drain. And it's wisdom drain, so it's permanent. And if that happens, it is all over.
Cool. Sounds unfair. So here is our next unfair dude. Shadow. This creature seems to be nothing but a patch of mobile gloom, more or less humanoid in shape. And yes, I spelled patch wrong. My bad. Good buddies. Alright, this next section, we are going to use our classes of reading, which apparently don't help me do any better, but whoop, good enough. So, what's so tough about this guy? Well, when this guy hits you, which is going to be a melee touch, it drains 1d6 strength damage per hit, and when it drains you down to 0 strength, you die and become a shadow under the shadow's control, lulls. And better yet, this Holmes is also incorporeal, just like our Alep chum, which again means if you have no magical means, you are never going to do damage to this chap. But don't worry, this guy's only challenge rating 3, so it should be no problem, right? Yeah, I didn't think so.
And that brings us right to our next guy.
Vargas, a horrifying wolf-like monster with blue tinged fur, long sharp claws and a fiendish glint of intelligence in its hateful glowing eyes dart out of the shadows.
So in reality, this guy does seem pretty fair, except for the one discrepancy here, which is his feed ability. Which means, TLDR, if you get devoured by this guy, you have pretty much a 50% chance of being permanently dead. So even if you weren't permanently dead, you'd still need Miracle or Wish to bring you back. But you know what? No sweat for level 4, right? Yeah.
That brings us to our next baddie. Mind Flare. This strange humanoid-shaped being stands about as tall as a human. Its flesh is rubbery and greenish mauve, glistening with slime. Creature's head looks rather like a 4-tentacled octopus, made all the more horrible by a pair of bloated white eyes. Yikes-a-doodles. Already, time to put on the goggles of reading once again to make cheating easier. Lol, you may not know what that means, but I do. That's all that counts. Anyway, so despite the fact this guy is challenge rating 8, it has one ability that can basically make this dude completely unstoppable, and that is Plane Shift. The best part is, this dude has it at will. Not once a day, once a week, once a year, once every 10 million years, at will. As it can do it every round until it's all colors of the rainbow in the face. Mix that in with the fact that it can levitate and Mind Blast at will, and this guy is unstoppable and not somehow kill in the first round of battle. And with that 19 intelligence, this guy should be using those type of tactics a smart enemy would. Hoi 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 hoi.
And that brings us to our next big baddie.
Nightwalker. This creature looks like a humanoid giant, taller than a house and composed of pure darkness. It wears no clothing and has a smooth, hairless skin and genderless body.
Okay, so we got a big wall of text coming here, so I'm gonna cheat. So much like the Mind Flayer, the Nightwalker is relatively fair for its challenge rating, but then again, this enemy has a bogus ability that is just way too damn good, and it is Crush Item. So how this works is, Holmes here needs to disarm an opponent, and since it has 38 strength and a huge size and an improved disarm feat, you know how that's going to end up. Then here, the item needs to make a DC 34 Fortitude saving throw to not being instantly crushed. This also applies to magical weapons, and the best part is, the best save a weapon is going to have is +5 to Fortitude, and that being for a +5 weapon. It does not get its user's saving throw because it is not in the user's possession, because I have his hammer. So the best part is, Buddy doesn't even need to do this with weapons. He can do it with headbands, amulets, rings, anything else he can get its sticky paws on. So now you may think to yourself, well, I can always build a new item and all that jazz, but enemies like this can cost you hundreds, if not thousands of gold from all the items that they're definitely going to be breaking. Basically, it's going to cost you more to fight this guy than it is the rewards that it gives out.
And this brings us to our next unstoppable baddie. Doo-doo-doo. Boo! Baler. A dark aura of power surrounds this towering humanoid with huge bat wings. Lurid flames dance over its skin. In one of its massive clawed hands, this creature bears a sword that looks sharp enough to cut even to the soul. In its other hand, it bears a whip licked by tongues of fire. Take that, Gandalf. Alrighty, this next part, it's time to wing it like high school. So anyway, the reason why I say this guy is unstoppable, despite the fact he is challenge rating 20, which yes is a difficult challenge rating, but basically if you are level 20 or lower, you cannot beat this guy. For two reasons. Reason number one, he has blasphemy at will, and yes, Kevin is doing silly stuff beside me. Anyway, reason number two, he can summon another Baler. Another Baler, you know the thing you're fighting against? He can summon another one of him. So the rundown is, if he can go first, which he might do with +11 initiative, he goes, alright, summon Baler. Baler gets summoned, Baler goes, lol, blasphemy. Everyone's stunned, Baler's turned, he goes smackety smack smack, whackety whack whack. Your guys' turn, oh, everyone's stunned. The Baler's turn, blasphemy, attack, and it's over. So, basically comes down to the point where, if you're level 20 or less, you can't really beat a Baler because he can just summon another one himself, one of them just blows off blasphemy, and it's over. Now, you might be saying, well, what about spell resistance and all this crap? Well, what a Baler could just do, you can replace some of the feats and just give him spell penetrations. And realistically, is your whole team going to have spell resistance at the time you fight him? Depending, maybe if you do some spell prep if you knew a Baler was coming, but if not, pretty much no. So, if a Baler has you in a very advantageous spot where you can't run away, where you can't be outside the blasphemy range, you just can't win. So if that is the scenario, I would highly suggest not fighting a Baler unless your DM is dumb and doesn't know how to play them properly. Kevin, sir.
Okay, so those enemies are definitely a lot more unfair because of their challenge rating. Either they have an obtuse ability or they're just way too good for their challenge rating. But we still have two more honorable mentions to add to this list, so here's honorable mention number 1.
Shazam!
Remoraz. This beast looks like a worm with dozens of insectoid legs, fauceted eyes, and a wide mouth brimming with jagged teeth. The back of its head bristles with a pair of wing-like fins.
So with this next guy, he has one big thing about him that makes him kind of a difficult enemy, and that's his heat ability. So unless you have a lot of fire resistance, he's going to be dealing a whopping 86 fire damage every time that his ability goes off. So unless you have a lot of fire resistance as a level 17, that's going to be quite devastating. And plus, not to mention the fact that he can gobble you up and cast heat from inside as well, because he can swallow whole. So unless you have ample fire resistance, his ferocity is not as bad.
And that brings us to our final baddie! Honorable mention number 2! And finally, the Pit Fiend. Cloaked in fire and as tall as 2 humans, this hulking monster spreads its bat-like wings and cracks its whip-like tail. Great scales cover its body like armor. It smiles, revealing large fangs that drip with hissing venom. Ooh, scary. So with honorable mention number 2, it's time to wing it. Honorable mention number 2 as well. So basically with the Pit Fiend, it's almost as good as the Baler. Again, it has this garbage ability, Blasphemy at Will, but it can only cast it as an 18th level caster. Woo! Instead of level 20. And unlike the Baler, the Pit Fiend cannot summon another Pit Fiend, but it can summon another Horned Devil, which is challenge rank 16. So basically, long story short, if you're level 18 or less, same case scenario, can't win because you can do the summon Horned Devil, Blasphemy, attack, party can't do nothing, all that crap. So, as we said at the beginning of the video, are these baddies unfair for their challenge rating? The answer is, you bet they are. And the long answer is what we described, lollers.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, so make sure to like, dislike, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And just to let you guys know, we now have an Instagram account and Facebook account, so make sure to check those out. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Right.